This is Done.
And this is Dash.
And we're rolling bones in. Today we are going to introduce a game that we're getting prepared to play, which is Frostgrave.
There's the title right there.
Frostgrave is a skirmish game. The background to Frostgrave is a long time ago, it was a great city called Felstad, and it was the center of a magic empire. A wizard somewhere along the way in one of their towers or in one of their basements in the city messed up on a spell, and it caused a great storm to cover the city, and buried it in snow and ice for generations. Eventually the ice started to recede and the snow, and the locals renamed the city Frostgrave, and wizards come from all over with their hired henchmen to find the treasures and magical items lost in Frostgrave.
All right, so we want to talk a little bit about what we're going to need to play Frostgrave. You're going to need, of course, miniatures. That's a big thing with the games that we enjoy playing. So,
yeah.
And I love that we have so many options these days for these miniatures. Frostgrave itself actually has some official miniatures you can buy over at northstarfigures.com. I have bought miniatures from there. They're great quality. I've got both resin and pewter miniatures. I bought miniatures for the Dracula's America game that Osprey Games has published, which is a ton of fun. But we're going to focus on Frostgrave here.
One of the things that's nice about this game and other games like this is you don't need the official miniatures. I mean, fantasy, wizard, and warrior miniatures are pretty easy to come by.
Yeah, I mean, your local gaming store should have whatever you need. If you want to just buy some plastic models from Bones, or the D&D Pathfinder models are great. Another option that I'm probably going to lean towards for my Warband is going to be 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
Got me a new 3D printer, and really want to try it out and get some miniatures printed off.
You also, to play, you'll just need this book, the Frostgrave book. There are supplemental and other books as well, but to get started, you'll just want this book.
Yes, nice thing about the book too, you can buy it digitally, which for me has been great. I love being able to bring just my iPad or phone around, and I don't have to drag this huge library of heavy books.
Yeah.
So it's great. Next thing you're going to need, of course, is 20-sided dice. I'm not real familiar with the rules of this game, but
want at least two, as the advice that it gives. But I think probably each player will want two.
So yes, 20-sided dice, two 20-sided dice. You're going to need a table to play on, and as you can see, we've pointed out before, Dash here has a lot of terrain for this game already. I'm hoping to get some Warcry terrain put together and painted for this. I shouldn't say hoping, I will. That's going to happen. So I want to contribute some terrain for this. I'm even looking at doing some crafting. Again, going to 3D printing. There's some great terrain out there to print.
One of the things that's nice about this game as well, it's similar to other skirmish games. This one suggests a 3x3 table. You can play a game on a kitchen table, and that will totally work for things. It says you can go down to a 2x2, 2 foot by 2 foot, not 3 foot by 3 foot, or a 2 foot by 2 foot, and it also can go as big as a 4x4, 4 foot by 4 foot.
Which reminds me, who built that big? It was pretty high. It was like a cavern. Was that Luke?
No, that was the terrain tutor.
Terrain tutor.
He's
that was an impressive table.
Yeah, I like his work. He's one of the first YouTube channels that I started to watch for crafting terrain.
Although, again, lots of options. Yeah, there should be nothing holding you back. One thing I really like about this, and it goes back to what Dash was saying about how there's no set group of models that you have to use to play this game. This game is really open, and there's so much you can do with the terrain, and there's so much you can do with your warband, and even just the ways you find and put these things together is just so varied, and I think it leaves a lot open to the crafter to be able to embrace.
Another thing to be aware of and to keep in mind, you don't need this stuff to play the game. You can use books, boxes, drink cups, whatever you need. All that you need that stuff for is to make it block line of sight of things, make things that you have to maneuver around. You don't need this stuff to begin with. So when you're assembling your warband, that's what you use. That's your army in this game, is your warband. You have 500 gold crowns to spend, and it has the prices and stuff in the book. You start with your wizard, and you choose a class for your wizard, whether it's a necromancer, a chronomancer, just a witch, elementalist,
illusionists, enchanters, sigilists. I mean, some of these sound really interesting to me. I know I want to go with the witch. I want to make a band of corsairs, pirates, and their wizard is a witch.
I haven't necessarily decided what type of wizard, but I think I'm going to go with a barbarian-themed warband. Might do some 3D printing for that. I've also, like I said, the mini crate Savage Lands one with Conan and Kroll and stuff like that. I've been getting a lot of miniatures through that I think would be fun for this. When you're recruiting, you have your wizard, and then you have an apprentice wizard, and then you can hire 8 soldiers. So 10 models is all it takes to have your warband. There are other things that can come into play, like creatures already in the city. Frostgrave is filled with magical creations as well as dark powers that are trying to keep you out.
Bad guys and ghoulies, huh?
Yeah. Some of the people that you can hire, like a thug, an archer, a ranger, men-at-arms, knights, templars, big variety of those, and they each have their different weapons that they're proficient in, and so you'll want to have models. It's not that you need them to match, but I enjoy having models that match that style of play. So, but again, use what you have and make it work.
Yep.
Whatever brings you the most fun.
Really, we've got a lot of projects and different things we want to do with this, and we're looking for ideas too. But some things that we want to do, of course, heavily for me, 3D printing. I want to do both miniatures and terrain.
And we'll film some of that and show you our process for that. Neither one of us is very experienced with that, so feel free to leave us some tips and some things there. As well as I want to do a mat, just a 4 foot by 4 foot mat of snow terrain. That's just going to be a rollout mat done with painter's canvas and mostly caulk for like bathroom caulking and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, I want to, of course, I mentioned the Warcry terrain that I own. I'm going to get that assembled and painted. Maybe not all of it, because not all of it's really going to be relevant to the game, I think, but there are some pieces that will fit in, definitely. Yep. But if there's anything that you guys want to see as far as stuff that you think would be fun to put into a Frostgrave game, or terrain that you thought would be fun to see built, please leave it in the comments below and let us know.
Also, one of the other things that we will be doing with this Frostgrave is we will be doing battle reports with it, and not exactly sure how we'll work those out, but hopefully everything comes out good.
Yeah, hopefully we can find a format. We're learning here, guys. Neither of us were AV kids growing up.
No. And that's another thing, along with comments as far as what you would like to see in the future and what you would like to see us build for this game as well as other games. Don't feel bad about giving feedback on things that we can improve on that you see. We know quality is still there and we're learning to edit and do better with that, but information that you see that can be done better, we're always open to that as well. So don't be shy.
Thanks for watching.